Welcome, beautiful people, to reCULTUREview, where we review all things pop culture. Hear the latest in TV and film, music, and celebrity news, cause it's reCULTUREview. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 4th episode of reCULTUREview. As always, I'm your host, Mo Elise. And once again, I just want to thank everybody that's been tuning in to the show. I can't thank you enough for your support. This episode, let's try to get to at least like 100 views on YouTube. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So share. Once again, thank you. And without further ado, let's get into the show. Alright, so let's jump into TV and film. Now, this episode is going to be more so TV because the only thing I really saw in film was a new Halloween movie, and something y'all should know about me, I don't do scary movies, so I've never seen it, not even going to talk about it, not even going to give it my energy. But TV, so on Netflix, I was just scrolling last week, and I saw this show called Pretty Smart. It's starring Emily Osment. If you don't know her, she played Lily on Hannah Montana. She was Miley's best friend / Hannah Montana's best friend. And also it's starring, I can't remember his real name, but he was Mason on Whistle Baby Place. So I was like, oh, okay, Disney people. So basically it's about this girl named Chelsea, played by Emily. And she's kind of the smart one out of her sister Claire. And so she's smart, and she just moves to LA. And she moves to LA with her sister Claire. And Claire's friends, who are like dumb in a sense, but they're not really dumb as the show goes along. But I just saw it and I clicked on it and I was like, I'm going to give it like one episode. And before I knew it, I was on episode 5. And once you get past like the dumb jokes, I guess, but they're really funny. It's a really good show. The only thing that I didn't like was at the end of season 1, it ended on a cliffhanger. So now we have to wait to season 2 if it gets renewed. Hopefully it does get renewed. So, but yeah, if you just looking for something to watch for like a day or two, you should watch Pretty Smart. Also on Netflix is On My Block. Last episode, I talked about it. I actually watched it. And I just want to give like a few thoughts on how I thought the season went. So if you haven't seen it, you can skip this part. I'm going to give you a second. Okay, so season 4, final season On My Block, I would rate it a B- only because I feel like they didn't have the urgency that I wanted. Like, it's the final season, and you still treating it like it's a regular season. People died that I didn't expect to die, that I didn't want to die. I felt it was very unnecessary for them to die. I think last episode I was saying that I didn't want Caesar and Monse to get on my nerves. They very much did get on my nerves, especially Caesar. And as always, Jamal and Abelita, they carried the season, especially Jamal. He was really funny. Ruby actually was better this season than last season. But overall, once again, it's a B- because it just didn't feel like a final season, especially the final episode and the final scene. It was just not it. But I still love the show. It still was a good run, a good series. So they're supposedly having a spinoff of the show. I'm going to watch it. Hopefully it's just as good. I'm sticking with Netflix. We have You season 3. If you don't know what You is, it's about this serial killer, spoiler alert, Joe. And in season 2, he met this lady named Love, and spoiler alert, she's also a serial killer. And spoiler alert, she's pregnant now. So season 3, I'm on episode 4, and let me just tell y'all, it's so much that happens. Like, I can only watch one episode at a time because they always doing something that makes me mad. But I just can't get enough of it. I hate to say it, but you kind of start rooting for them, at least Joe at least. And it's just, I'm like, I know better. Why am I doing this? And even the person who plays Joe Penn, he's like, y'all shouldn't be rooting for a serial killer. But I'm like, stop playing him so well, and then we won't root for him. So next episode, I'm going to hopefully be done with it, and I'll let y'all know how I feel about it. But so far, so good. They still with the killing, spoiler alert. But it's good to see Joe, in a different light, because I feel like he's trying to change. I don't know how much you can change as a serial killer, but he's really trying. So can't wait to see what else the season holds. Getting away from Netflix, we have this new show that I saw that's coming on ABC. It's called Queens. It features Brandy, Eve. I never know how to say her name, so I'm just going to say Tasha from Power. And from my understanding, I watched the trailer. The first season came out yesterday as a recording this, so that was October the 19th. I'm going to watch it today, and then next episode, I'm going to let y'all know how it is. But from my understanding, it's this girl group. I don't want to say girl group because I think they're more like hip-hop / R&B. But anyway, they're like in their 40s now, and they're trying to come back together. So I think it's going to be a really good show. Brandy and Eve can do no wrong in my book, so I really hope that the show continues. I really hope it's good. And like I said, next episode, I'll review at least the first episode. But if y'all want to go ahead and watch it, I do say watch it because based on the trailer, I did think that it would be really fun and really cool. And that's all for TV and film. Alright, so let's jump into music. Now, the first things first, I have to talk about Adele. She just released her single Easy on Me and announced that her album will be coming out in November. And I must say, I remember being a kid and my mama would always give me Adele's albums for Christmas 21, 19, 25. So I've been really waiting on this. I can't wait to hear what she has to offer. If it's anything like Easy on Me, then it's going to be a real sad girl autumn because Easy on Me is very, very good. I like that it's kind of stripped down. You really only have the piano, so it's not kind of like Hello, but it's an easy song. And apparently, I remember her saying in an interview that all these songs on this new album is going to be like a letter that her child can like re-listen to once he gets older, and he can understand why she divorced from her husband, and which is his father. So once again, I can't wait for the album. I think it comes out November 15th, if I'm not mistaken. And when that day comes, Nobody Talk to Me. Speaking of singles, another person who released a single is Summer Walker. She released it with JT of the City Girls. And I'm going to be honest, I really don't like the song. I can listen to it, but it's not something that I will go out of my way to listen to, which I was kind of afraid of because her last album, Over It, was majority produced by London on the Track, who is her ex and baby daddy, and they're not really cool anymore. So I knew it was going to be a different sound because he's not producing her tracks anymore. But I still have hope for the album. It comes out in November as well. It's just a single. It's just something that she can play on the radio. So I'm still going to give it a listen to. I hope it's as good as Over It because Over It is one of her best albums. It's one of the best albums. It's my favorite album ever. So I hope that she brings it out the gate. I hope that this is just one of those songs for, to be a single. So I hope Summer, you better come with it. I just want to spotlight an artist who most people really don't know. Her name is Neza. I found her through YouTube because she's a YouTuber, but she's also a Latin singer. And she just released her EP last week called Club Solita. I hope I'm saying that right. Club Solita. And my favorites on the track is Sola and Don't Play. Although it's in Spanish, her voice is very good. So if you're just looking for some new music to listen to Neza. And the last thing that I have for music is Mac Miller's Family. They just released another album of his, Post Death. And it just got me thinking about different artists who release music, different artists' families who release music after they die. I really don't know how I feel about it because on one hand, they did make these songs before they died, and I feel like the family wants to, get their music out to still keep their memory alive. But on the other hand, sometimes the music might not be done. It might be done by producers to the best of their ability, but it might not be how that artist wants it done. So I'm kind of hesitant in listening to Mac's new album. I probably will eventually. But, I just feel like, I don't want to say the family's getting over trying to get some money, but I just really hope that they're doing it from a good place, as well as the many other artists' families who end up releasing music on their behalf. And with that concludes music. All right, now let's jump into celebrity news. The first thing that I want to talk about in celebrity news is Chloe Bailey. I feel like I always end up talking about her on this show, but she's always in people's mouths for some reason. And this time, she's in their mouth because she did a performance on Jimmy Fallon, and people were criticizing her, saying she was doing too much, she was trying to be too hard. she was trying to be like Beyonce, and people were defending her, saying like, if you really know Chloe and Halle, and Chloe specifically, then you would know that that's just how she performs, and that's really is how she performs. I feel like people are so used to these other pop stars who barely have the performance aspect of themselves. So when they see somebody who actually enjoys performing and who gives their all in performing, they don't know how to act. I watched the performance. I feel like she was just being her. She wasn't doing too much. She was just being her. She was doing what she normally does. And people were saying like, she's doing too much for the song. Like the song is have mercy, the song is only about this, and she acting like it's about another thing. And I'm just like, it's her song. It's her song. It's her performance. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. And that's end of it. Speaking of another singer, we have Jessie Nelson. For y'all who don't know, I'm sure most of you probably don't know. She's from the British girl band Little Mix, but she decided to go solo last year, I believe. And she's coming with her, I don't know if this is her first single, I don't want to be wrong, but this is her big single because people are accusing her of blackfishing. If you don't know what blackfishing is, that is when a white person or a non-person of African American descent like appears to be black. They might spray tan too much, might wear the fake weave, might talk a certain way. And I would say this. I've known Jessie. I was a Little Mix fan back in the day, and I know that she's white because I grew up listening to her, watching her. But if you don't know that and you just looked at her based on the video and the single cover, you would think that she's mixed with something, when she's not. Like, she spray tan a little too hard, and it's just not. Be yourself is basically what I'm trying to say. Like, she just needs to be herself. And then you have Nicki Minaj, who is defending her. And I'm like, Nicki, I know this your friend. I know you getting a bag with her, you getting money with her, but take into consideration what people are talking about. You can't ignore her skin color right now. And, you know, of course, Nicki fans were defending her, saying, you know, Nicki is being a good friend. Like, don't take it so seriously. And that all may be true and all, but we can't just, like, brush past it. Because if we brush past her, then we're going to brush past the other people who might think it's okay to do it. Next in celebrity news, we have Lizzo, who, just like Chloe, is once again in people's mouths. And this time it's because of a dress she wore at Cardi B's, I don't know if it was Cardi B's birthday party, but it was some party that Cardi B was hosting. And the dress was blue, it was see-through, and it was showing her skin. And people were basically saying, you know, she's too big to be wearing it. She always wearing stuff that she can't fit. And I'm just like, let her do what she wants to do. If she wants to wear it, she can wear it. It don't matter if you're skinny, if you're big. If you have the right fit and the right clothes, you can wear whatever you want. Now, the one thing I didn't agree about what she did was she got on live and was basically telling people to kiss her butt. And she ended up putting her pants down, telling people that. And I don't agree with that because at the end of the day, I know that people's comments can't get to you. But you still need to behave. You still have a platform that you're trying to elevate to. Just do what you got to do and let the haters roll off your shoulders. Now, on to some exciting news. Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker, who, if you don't know who either one of those are, of course, Kourtney is a Kardashian, reality star, whatever. And Travis Barker, he's a drummer. He be on every rapper seemed like song or album at one point. They got engaged, and when people were congratulating them, they were also talking about Kourtney's ex, Scott, talking about he probably punching the air right now. And I'm just like, her and Scott were together for like 10 plus years, and he never put a ring on it. 3 kids together, never. Her and Travis only been together for 10 months, and he put a ring on it. So let them be happy. Let them do what they do. Some people saying, oh, it's not going to last. And I'm like, you don't know that. You don't know their relationship. You just see what they want you to see. So I do wish them well. I do think they're going to last, hopefully. And with that, that concludes celebrity news. Alright, and for the last part of the show, we have Top Pick. And if it's your first time tuning in, Top Pick is where I pick a culture moment since the last episode that stood out to me. And this episode's Top Pick has to go to Kim Kardashian hosting Saturday Night Live. Now, Saturday Night Live, it came back on in October. I think Owen Wilson was the first one. And then Kim K was the second episode. And I watched it just because I was like, what is she going to do? I honestly thought she was going to do bad, and I just wanted to watch it just to see. But she really exceeded my expectations, starting with her monologue. She was throwing shots at everybody from herself to her mom to Kanye. So whoever wrote that did a really good job, and she did a really good job like conveying the savage that was that monologue. Another sketch that she did that stood out to me was she played her sister Courtney. It was called Courtney's Court. And they had people playing her mom, people playing Kanye, and she was just like deciding the different court cases that they were having. And another one was a bachelorette style sketch. They actually had the real John Cena. They had Jesse Williams from Grey's Anatomy. They had Chance Crawford from The Boys and Gossip Girl and some more people. And just overall, her acting was really good. I mean, it was as good as it can be for Kim Kardashian, but she was funny. She was working well with the other people, and I just really liked it. And I can't wait to. I hope she comes back to host again. I can't wait to see it if she does. And just in general, Saturday Night Live has been killing it since returning for. I don't want to say what season. It's season 40 something. I think it's like I'll put it down here what season once I figure it out. But I can't wait to see what else the show has to offer. And with that, that has been my top pick. And that concludes this episode of reCULTUREview. Once again, as always, I'm Mo Elise. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to reCULTUREview. We'll see you next time.